Well, hello everybody. I have a special um, video today because I bought the ThreeZero Mighty Morphin Power Rangers 1/6 scale, and we are going to open them, take a look at them, and just bask in their glory. So I cannot tell you, I can't even express how excited I am. I pre-ordered these a long time ago on Hasbro Pulse, and um, I'm just ecstatic right now because I want to take these out, take all the plastic off. I looked at a little bit of the stuff, but I didn't really go full in depth into it. So let's just take a look at the box. A nice view of all of the Power Rangers here. With the Morpher on the front, it says 6-pack. It's got the core Rangers and the Green Ranger. Power Rangers, blah, blah, blah. ThreeZero. Licensed by Hasbro. Come to this side. It's just a whole bunch of garbage. A nice little 3Z. On both sides of the box, there's nothing really good that goes in this cutout. So I'm not sure why they did it that way. There should have been like something on this side of the box or on the other side of the box right there. But there isn't. Regardless, I love this. This is just all the power coins. Green in the center, you got Pterodactyl, Triceratops, Saber-Tooth Tiger, Mastodon, Tyrannosaurus. And then a nice view over here of all the Rangers. And on the top, it's a little boring, so I'm not even going to take that out. And now we can see the main box. And it's got all the Rangers here. I didn't really take too good of a look of Pink Ranger, but in the promotional images, her helmet is very thin here. I'm hoping they fix that, because this is a picture. I don't know if you could see this, but this picture is of the Green Ranger with the silver Morpher, and these were in all the promotional images, and they fixed this when the actual figure came out. So we're going to see if that is different on her helmet as well. But yeah, just all the Rangers here in their poses. I haven't figured out what pose I'm going to put them in yet, and I haven't figured out where I'm going to put them, because I have no room. Might be going to IKEA tomorrow. But anyway, let's... This... If I start to cough uncontrollably, I'm sorry. I did test positive for COVID the week of Christmas. And I'm fine now, except I can't get rid of this cough. And I don't know if anybody who's had COVID understands, but it's really just... I go to talk and sometimes it's just coughing fit. So I'm going to do my best to keep them at bay. And I'm sorry about this little light here. Yeah. Anyway, so it comes in two separate boxes. You got Blue Ranger, you got Pink Ranger, Green Ranger, Red Ranger, Yellow Ranger, Black Ranger. And it comes with a whole bunch of accessories, a whole bunch of different hands. It comes with... I can't wait to show these on camera because I love the Power Blasters. And just all their weapons and stuff. So I'm going to take this off. And I'm going to look at the left side first. So he's just full of plastic. And here is the Blue Ranger. So if we do a close-up, if it ever focuses, come on, you can do it, you can do it. There we go. So it's got a lot of really nice detail. Nice white line at the top, like you should have. It's very glossy. It is very glossy, but it looks really good. The one thing I wish that they did have were the lines and the latches, but it is what it is. I mean, so let's look at the material. It's very shiny. I can get a close-up of that, and it's textured. It seems like there's some sort of muscle suit on the inside, and this is very this is like a laminate. It seems like there's some sort of muscle suit on the inside because I could push in here, and it feels like there's a whole piece of like foam or rubber here that I thought would be kind of so that it bends in better for the butterfly joint, but it doesn't really budge. And then let's take a look at the morpher. There's the morpher. The morpher is really, it's really detailed. I'm very happy with the detailing on the morpher. It's very, as far as I could tell, it's very accurate. And then the belt, it even has a latch here for some reason that you can undo. And then you put this on the outside of it, like the actual outfits. Let's see, the hands, the gloves. Do they push away? Let's see what the articulation is for the hands. Oh, well, that popped out. So they don't really move away, and it seems like this is very close to the hand. So in trying to move it, I'm not sure how much range of motion you're going to get out of this side to side without it popping off. And this peg is skin color. They should have made it, they probably should have made it white. So I guess we'll see how it works with different hands, but that's about the same. They're very rubbery, they're not stiff at all. Very rubbery. The boots are more or less the same. They're made out of both this part and this part are made out of the same thing. Looks like it does lift up a little bit to get better ankle rotation, but like the other one, it seems like it's a little small of a peg. I mean, feet don't really go out this way much, so the fact that it can get in this much is very good. Let's go over articulation now. So it's very ratchety. He can raise his hands, his arms about that high like this. And if you go this way with it, it can only go about that high. So I don't think you'd be able to get him to do, oh, well. I mean, if you're very gentle about it and you don't care about creasing, I'm sure that you could get it to do what you want it to do. But now I feel like I'm having a hard time getting it back. Alright, there we go. It seems like I'm not going to be able to do anything crazy, weird stuff like that. But anyway, now for this, elbow goes completely flat. Oh no! You know, full range of motion like what I could do. And it doesn't seem like it messes with the material all that much, and it doesn't really bunch up all that much either. And you could easily tuck it back in if you wanted to. And you could take this off, pull this down all the way, put this back on, and you can make it tighter. And then once you bend it again, it's not really that big of a deal. It's clothing, it's going to be baggy on you, in real life anyway. He has this much of an ab crunch. So this is perfectly straight up. I'm trying to feel what he's got. So he's got abdomen here, but he also has the ability to turn like this. And that does feel like it's ratcheted, just a little bit. So you can get about this bent over and this much bent back. Oh, he's got something right here too. So that and that. Yeah. Side to side doesn't have much. Seems like he can go more this way than he can the other way. Then his legs, just doing one, can go about that much. Both together, you might not want to stretch it too much. This is an inappropriate angle, I know, but that's about as far as I'm comfortable going with it. Boop. He could kick completely straight out. Awesome. It's really good. Very creaky. He can't go back at all, though. His butt's just too thick. So that's about as back as he can go. His knees, double jointed, very creaky. He cannot kick his butt. And that's not because of the material, it's just the way it is. So he cannot kick his butt, but it's pretty good. It is double jointed. And he has foot rotation, and you can make the boot follow it, otherwise he can go. See, this one doesn't really work all that much. He can you can't really, you don't get too much movement out of these feet. You can go back that much, straighten it out, and go a little bit. But if you go any more than that, if you go any more than this, it pops off. So overall, I think this is really good. I didn't go over the head articulation. So he's on a separate neck. And he can look up that far. He can look down that far. And side, side. I do feel like the necks are a little long. And you'll see what I mean on the Green Ranger. But, yeah. Let me take the Pink Ranger out. Actually, I guess I'll look at his weapons. Let's look at his accessories. So, he comes with a whole bunch of hands. They look like teeth when they're not focusing. So he does come with a whole bunch of hands. And this one comes with the 2 parts of his power lance that can connect and extend. Oops. So I feel like this one extends more than this one. And I don't know if that's because I'm not pulling it out all the way. Yeah, there we go. So that's how as much as they extend, and then you put them together and they become the power lance. Now, I'll show you one in detail. I think that's pretty good detail. And it's very sharp, like very sharp. And then this is the handle. And then for the blaster. Now, what I don't usually like is how these are always different because they plug into each other. I don't know, it doesn't look like there's an extra piece for it. I wish there would have been an extra piece for this, for when you create the, the giant power cannon. But my favorite thing out of all of these has to be the blaster. And why? Why is my favorite thing the blaster? It's so tiny, and it transforms. So it's really tiny. You can see Power Rangers there. I just love that it transforms. So you could transform it back, and if you want to do it the way they do it in the show, and then it can also, you have to use your nail a little bit, but you could flip out the blade. And this is just so cool because usually we get, with other toys of Power Rangers, we get one or two of them. So sometimes it comes like this, other times it comes like this, and other times it comes like this, but never have we gotten one that can transform. So these are so cool. I love these. And just to show you it fitting in his so I don't know if it goes in this way or this way. Regardless, it's really cool. Now I take out the Pink Ranger. She got a lot of plastic on her as well, so we tried suffocating her as well. Now let's take a look at Pinky over here. So I'll just go right into it. This material is the same. This bit's the same. All of these are the same. You got the same amount of movement out of the hands. You can pull these out a little bit further, it seems, without them falling out than I could in the blue. So maybe that's a little better. But for the most part, it's the same. She goes up about that much. She can go all the way. So I don't know how they did that for her, but not for the Blue Ranger, or for the men's. But she suffers from the thing that... Oh, maybe she doesn't. Wait, one sec. Now, she suffers from what they always do to women action figures. I just can't understand why. She's not double jointed. She does not have a double jointed elbow. But it can bend both ways? Interesting. Alright. She has seemingly the same bits for this stuff, but they're a little bit more stiff than the male. She could turn that much. She could turn that much. She could bend over that much. Bend back that much. And it is a little loose. You can't really tell. Why does she look like she's C-3PO right now? She's like C-3PO. She could do more splits than I'm comfortable doing on the male. She can kick back more, and for the most part she can go straight up. A little less than the male. Boots are the same. This seems much looser, unfortunately, but it doesn't seem like she's not going to stand. And let's just take a look at her helmet. So, it's super shiny again, but it looks really good. That's a little uneven. That's even sculpted. No, that's just the line. So there's a sculpt there, but then the line that they drew is a little uneven. I do think the visor looks weird. It still looks weird. Now compare it to the little helmets that came out in that set. This one I think is way more accurate. If not a little too big. But I think the visor itself is more accurate. But it is what it is. And her morpher is just as good as the Blue Rangers. And a beautiful color pink. Now she comes with her power bow. And it does come with a string, like a bowstring, that is an elastic band. I don't know how long it'll last, and I don't remember her ever having this in the show, but it's there. And it comes with an arrow that you can, it looks like you can notch it. Now the question is, can you shoot it? Shall we try? Didn't go straight, but it did go. I think I'm going to build these as I go along. So, oh, this is magnets. They fall off easily. Okay, interesting. All right, and she just comes with a bunch of hands as well. I'm not going to show you the hands, and then another blaster, just as cool as the other one. Put the blaster in the holster. This holster seems a little bit tighter than the other one. And now, the Green Ranger. Take off these bits of plastic. Looks like they got tape on the fabric for this guy. Stop suffocating him. Take the boot plastic off. And this whole thing came off. As you can see what I mean about his neck, it seems a little too long. Usually, in the show, his neck looks a little more like closer to the shield. I don't know. Maybe it's just me misremembering it, but I'm pretty sure it's not supposed to be that long. But let's look at the helmet. A little disappointed about the paint here being a little off-centered. But there should be gold around this, but there's no gold. Otherwise, it looks really good. And the shield is super shiny. Is that a chip in the front of the shield? That is a paint chip in the front of the shield. Son of a gun. Battle damaged, I guess. That's annoying. That's annoying. That's really annoying. And it looks like there's lack of paint, like right here. So I feel like this guy could have been better. If you ask me. But let's talk about these bands. They do come down if you want them to come down. Honestly, you could probably get them off, but it doesn't look like you can get the shield off. The shield looks like it's on there pretty tight. So doesn't look like you could transfer the shield. So even if you were able to pull the head off, I don't think you could transfer the shield. You could probably transfer this, no problem. But as far as the shield goes, no. Unless I'm just not understanding it. I don't want to break it, because that's probably what's going to happen. I'm really not excited about that paint chip, but it is what it is. I'm going to have to mess around with the cloth to make sure it's covering, the shield is covering the cloth, but he gets about the same range of motion as the Blue Ranger, except whatever is hindered by the shield is going to be hindered by the shield. But that's fine. I'm pretty bummed about that paint chip. I'm not going to lie. It's like completely unnecessary that he had to have that. Very squeaky as well. Let's take a look at the boots. Boots are really nice. And the gloves. A little sticky now due to the tape residue, but still good. And that belt buckle, I'm so glad they fixed it and they turned it gold. But it won't focus. There we go. So glad they fixed that and they turned it gold, because that would have really been disappointing. So his foot just came off. I'm trying to put him in a flat standing pose. Is that one on backwards? Ah, that is why. When it came off, I put it on backwards. Whoopsies! That one's on me. And then, obviously, he comes with the Dragon Dagger. The paint job on this is really nice. Really nice. Probably because Hasbro had so many models of this thing. This one's sharp too. Pretty pointy. And he does come with hands and such to hold it like he would normally. Now, what he also comes with is a Sword of Darkness. And this thing even got an actual tassel here. This thing is incredible. I might I might actually have him holding it. Even though I want him to be part of the Ranger team, I might just have him holding this. This is so cool. I love the Sword of Darkness. It's such an awesome design. And it's really well made. So to not have it displayed seems like a disservice to the amount of detail in this. let's check out a saber-toothed tiger. Boom. Well, while this is off, I wonder how goofy this would look. Her head's huge now. So she definitely has less range of motion than the rest of them for absolutely no reason. And I don't know if mine's just defective and they just decided that they would try and cover up more of the neck with the cloth. But this thing is not moving at all. I don't know if it's just the way that they put this in there. So, I don't know. I guess the quality control of these are a little... leaves a little to be desired. But still, having these is better than not having them at all. So let's just take a look at the helmet. Hopefully I didn't scuff anything up by it falling off. That looks pretty good to me. All the line detail looks really good on this one, thankfully. Just not going to get any range of motion out of that helmet. Paint detail, paint application is good on the boots and on the gloves. But I just touched her head and it fell off. So hopefully yours isn't as bad as that. Even just the slight movement this way pops it off. I wonder if it's like not on right. I'll have to look at it compared to the Pink Ranger. With the Pink Rangers, let's see if I pop this one off. That, I think it's this. This one's much more deeper seated in there. But, you know what? She doesn't get all that forward movement with her head as well, either. So, I don't know. Maybe I just didn't notice it. And I flopped her head around a bunch, and she didn't seem, and it didn't want to fall off. So, I don't know what's up there. And then I didn't look at the morpher, I guess. Again, just a really good morpher. Very happy with it. We've got no food, we got no jobs. Our Rangers' heads are falling off. I just know they're all going to end up falling over. I just know they're all going to end up falling over. Again, very sharp. And very detailed. Now that is paint scuff, but it looks like it's battle damage. It's not a scuff. They actually put that there. Part of the design. So that's good. Now boop. Boop. And now, Black Ranger time. Okay. The men's heads work much better than the women's. Take a look at the morpher. Really good. Just checking for any loose limbs. And then my favorite weapon of all of the Power Rangers, Power Axe. This thing is huge, and it's just beautiful. Now the Red Ranger and the Green Ranger are my favorite Rangers, but when it comes to the weapons, this Power Axe is so cool. And not only is it the Power Axe, but it's also when you put it into the blaster. Now I think I'm going to have to glue this piece on because it's very loose. So if you go to do this, then this thing can all pop off. You just have a weird naked axe thingy. But this is really cool. It's really detailed. It's really nice. There are no sharp parts on it, but I just love that this goes back and forth. Now in order to get this on here, you have to, I don't know which side you have to put in first. As all the pieces are falling off. But it seems like you put this side in and then do that. Don't know, I can't really tell, to be honest. I feel like there's a notch in there. Yeah, there's a notch in there. Ah, there you go. There's a notch in there. And it notches in, then that goes like that. It's definitely gotta get glued in there. So it only needs one more. And then his power blaster. I know you saw blue tip over. Alrighty then. And now, for some reason the Red Ranger has this taped all around him. I don't know why they decided to do it differently with him. So now we got Tyrannosaurus. So the silver teeth are nice, the white, the paint, the nostrils are painted on correctly. Wow, they did a good job with this one. The Morpher. I'm just really glad there's no like paint mess ups with the Morpher. Boots. So he seems pretty stiff as well as everybody else. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. No, no! Another argument falling over. I told you! Did I not tell you? One thing I will say about all of these. They all kind of look like mannequins. I mean, I don't know what it is, but when it comes to like the Hot Toys, they're not as mannequin-y looking. And then here's the giant-ass power sword, which is the pointiest of them all. I could probably pierce skin. This is so pointy. If somebody broke into my house, I could jab this into their eye. That's how pointy it is. But as far as detailing goes, all the gold detail is very nice. Seems like they did a good job with all the top detail. Like the only thing I do notice is that there's no black paint here, which I don't remember if it's like that in the show, but still. This will probably snap if you bend it too much, so don't. And this is pointy, I'm telling you, it's pointy. And now, compare it to the SH Figure Arts, you can see the size difference. Mucho size difference. Mucho, mucho. I don't know if this is in like a set place. I guess that's probably the best way to do it, as far up as it can go. But I gotta say, that's pretty cool. I'll probably have them holding their weapons, but if I wanted to ever display them like this, this is beautiful. So here are all the Rangers together. Hopefully they don't fall as I spin them. I just know they're all gonna end up falling over. I'm alright! So, I'm gonna end this here. Hopefully they're all alright. And, Yellow's helmet's off. Everybody else just looks dead on the ground. You'll see me next time. Before I go. Highly recommend these, but the quality control could be better. Really disappointed that my Green Ranger has a scuff on his shield. Really disappointed that the Yellow Ranger's head just keeps wanting to fall off. Otherwise, I don't have any complaints about him. There's only two complaints. The shield and the head. So this video was filmed in January of 2022. It is now May of 2022. I just didn't really feel like cutting together, editing a 50-minute video, and I figured I have the time to do it now. I just wanted to show you some of these glamour shots. These look really nice together, and they're super beautiful, and just all these poses, and with the power cannon, all their weapons. Oh yeah, and then I tried pushing Pink Ranger's arm too much. This is beautiful. I had to fight with Hasbro Pulse and with ThreeZero for them to finally send me a replacement body, and they did, and she's all good now. But the fuck?